What if Ronaldo actually won the World Cup at 41 years old in 2026 on American soil? Think about how impossible that sounds for a moment. This isn't supposed to happen. Football doesn't work like this. Legends don't get fairy tale endings. They fade out quietly. And yet, this is the one trophy that has haunted Cristiano Ronaldo his entire career. The missing piece. The final box never ticked. Champions Leagues, Ballon d'Ors, Euros with Portugal, Nations League. Goal records no one may ever touch, but the World Cup always just out of reach. For nearly 2 decades, Portugal haven't just played with Ronaldo, they've lived through him. Before Ronaldo, Portugal were respected, but never feared. They produced beautiful footballers, they produced moments, but they didn't produce destiny. Eusebio carried a nation in the 1960s. Figo inspired a generation in the early 2000s. But Cristiano Ronaldo became something else entirely. He became Portugal's identity. Every tournament revolved around him. Every hope rested on his shoulders. Every failure landed at his feet. And still, despite all of that, one door never opened. They came close, painfully close. Heartbreak in 2006, disappointment in 2010, chaos in 2014, frustration in 2018, silence in 2022. They won the Euros in 2016. They conquered Europe. They lifted the Nations League twice, but the World Cup still missing. The biggest prize in football, still not in Portugal's cabinet. So when people hear the idea of Ronaldo lifting the World Cup in 2026, they laugh. They say it's unrealistic. They say it's nostalgia talking. They say football has moved on. He's too old. He can't press. He slows the team down. And maybe they're right. But football has a history of humiliating certainty, because not long ago, the world said the same things about Lionel Messi. In 2018, Argentina were broken. The team had no identity. The pressure was unbearable. Messi had lost finals. He had endured criticism from his own country. Every tournament ended with the same questions. When France knocked Argentina out of the 2018 World Cup, it felt final. That was it. The end of the Messi era. The beginning of Mbappe's world. And then Qatar happened. Messi didn't just win the World Cup. He carried a nation, controlled games, decided finals, and completed football's greatest redemption story. History didn't care about logic. It cared about timing. And suddenly, everything people said Messi could never do was done. So here's the question nobody wants to ask. What if football does that again? What if Ronaldo gets his version of Qatar? Because if Cristiano Ronaldo lifts the World Cup, the GOAT debate doesn't reopen, it erupts. People like to bring up Ronaldo's own words. He said the World Cup doesn't define him, that it wouldn't change his legacy. But we all know the truth. Cristiano Ronaldo is driven by something deeper. This is a man who refuses to age like everyone else, who treats time like an opponent, who still trains like he's trying to prove something. At an age where most players are retired, he's still scoring, still breaking records, still throwing himself into bicycle kicks, because he's still chasing something. And that's what makes this dangerous. Because Portugal are ready. This isn't a one-man team anymore. This is the deepest squad Portugal have ever had. Nuno Mendes bombing down the left, Vitinha controlling tempo like a metronome, João Neves pressing, tackling, arriving late in the box, Bruno Fernandes creating chaos, Bernardo Silva manipulating space, Rafael Leão stretching defenses, João Felix floating between the lines. For the first time in Ronaldo's international career, Portugal don't need him to perform miracles every game, but that creates tension, because the biggest reason Portugal could win the World Cup might also be their biggest risk. Cristiano Ronaldo. After their disastrous Euro 2024 exit, Portugal were fractured, fans furious, social media ruthless, calls for a complete reset, Ronaldo out, Martinez out, the pressure was suffocating. Then Portugal won the Nations League, and everything changed. The narrative flipped, the noise died down, and Ronaldo remained captain. There was no transition, no farewell. Cristiano Ronaldo would lead Portugal into the World Cup at 41 years old. And yes, it sounds insane, because when Portugal played without him, something strange happened. They looked free, they pressed higher, they rotated constantly, they attacked in waves. 9 goals against Armenia, 9 against Luxembourg. Fast, fluid, relentless. It raised the most uncomfortable question of all. Are Portugal better without Ronaldo? Modern football is brutal. Strikers must run, press, cover ground, and Ronaldo can't do that like he once did. That's reality. But then there's the other side, because Ronaldo still scores, still decides finals, still lives for pressure. 13 goals in 14 games. Equalizer in the Nations League final. When everything is tight, when margins are thin, Cristiano Ronaldo still finds a way. So this is the dilemma. Do you trust evolution or belief? Because there's a version of 2026 where Ronaldo starts every game and Portugal lose their edge. And there's another version where Ronaldo becomes the ultimate weapon, the late game finisher, the penalty shootout assassin, the leader when legs are gone and nerves are shaking. But that role demands humility and a coach brave enough to make the hardest call in football. And let's be honest, Roberto Martinez isn't benching Cristiano Ronaldo. So imagine this: quarter-final, semi-final, final. One mistake decides everything. 120 minutes gone. Penalties. Bruno steps up. Bernardo steps up. Vitinha steps up. Then Cristiano Ronaldo walks forward, the man who has lived every pressure moment imaginable. This is what World Cups are built on. Portugal have everything now: depth, balance, mentality, penalty takers, a goalkeeper in Diogo Costa who thrives under pressure. On paper they can face anyone: France, Argentina, England, anyone. And if Portugal pull this off, if Ronaldo lifts that trophy, football history changes forever. Imagine the scene, the final whistle. Ronaldo drops to his knees, tears in his eyes. The one trophy that escaped him, no longer missing. And whether you love him or hate him, you'll be forced to accept one thing: football gave Cristiano Ronaldo the ending he was never supposed to have.